Hey guys, Jamie here. Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. Now, if you've been following the tech scene recently on YouTube, then alam nyo naman na pinag-uusapan namin recently is yung mga bagong labas na flagships or phones that cost at least 20,000 pesos. So you might be asking yourself, paano naman yung naghahanap ng mga budget phone? What's new for them? Well, in this one, we're going to be talking about the newest budget offering from Huawei, the Huawei Y7P. Now, as of making this video guys, hindi ko pa alam yung official price tag niya, pero from what we've been hearing online, it's supposed to cost less than 10,000 pesos. Of course, before we begin, just a quick reminder to check the description box down below for any giveaways that might be happening right now, and to sub to the channel and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. I'm going to thank you guys in advance for helping us on the road to 500K. Okay, so I think we can all agree na lahat tayo naghanap ng pinakasulit na smartphone para sa budget natin. So in this one, we're going to be taking a look at the important aspects of the Y7P to see if worth it nga ba siyang bilhin. So recap lang, we're going to be looking at build quality and design, display and audio, processing power, cameras, and the battery life. So let's jump right in with the first category, which is build quality and design. Now, right off the bat, guys, I'll give the Y7P a thumbs up on this part. The design looks really good, and ito talaga yung masasabi ko na iba sa mga smartphones na nahawakan ko recently. Yes, may gradient siya, but if you can see the edges of the phone, meron din siyang reflective border. Now, Huawei's website says that it has nano texture technology, which I quote, produces a stunning 2.5D effect with a light refraction on the back, just like a colorful doorway into space. Now, I don't know what the heck that means. All I know is that it looks good. Para siyang may RGB lighting. And by the way, guys, this is the Aurora Blue color variant. For build quality naman, it's made out of polycarbonate plastic, but so do a lot of phones in its projected price range. So again, build quality and design gets a thumbs up from me. So on to the next category, which is display and audio. So for the display, guys, you have a 6.39-inch HD Plus TFT display. It has pretty good color reproduction and good viewing angles, but you may struggle when using it outdoors, especially sa atin pag medyo solid talaga yung araw. The bezels are a decent size, not too big, but definitely not the thinnest we've seen, so sakto lang siya. There is, of course, a punch hole on the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and it's another one of those things that either you're okay with it or ayaw mo talaga siya. And as I said in another video, you kind of get used to it, guys. For the audio naman, I'm glad to see that there's still a headphone jack on most phones that are in the budget segment. Now, malakas yung speakers niya, pero I would keep it at around 70 to 80% kasi medyo matina siya and may distortion na at higher volumes. So for display and audio, thumbs up pa rin, pero baka isa na lang instead of two. It's what we expect of smartphones that cost less than 10,000 pesos. Anyway, on to the next topic, which is the processing power of the Huawei Y7P. Now, if you know your Huawei phones, then I'm sure na familiar na kayo sa processor na gamit nila dito because it's our good friend, the Kirin 710F, that's paired with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. Now, I know what you're thinking, sobrang dated na ng processor na to, and I agree, the 710 needs to be refreshed, but given the price of the Y7P, I think it's okay. Now, I won't do a gaming review for this phone anymore since we've seen the numbers in past devices, but I'll leave a link in the corner of the screen and comment section if you want to check it out. Pero definitely, kayang-kaya niya mag-Mobile Legends, PUBG, or even NBA 2K20 at medium to low settings. Now, the biggest factor here is the fact that this is the first Y series phone na nahawakan ko na wala ng Google services out of the box. We knew it was coming since wala na siya sa Mate 30 series, but I was kind of hoping that the Y series would be spared somehow. Now, of course, guys, you can get the top apps using their very own app stores. I have a couple of videos up on the channel that will teach you how to do so. Or if you're feeling a little bit more confident, I'm sure there's a way to install the Google Play Store. Now, for this one, guys, medyo okay lang tayo since I know you're gonna be reacting to the news, but definitely okay naman yung processing package niya. You just have to work a little extra to get your favorite apps. Now, for the next thing we're gonna be talking about, the cameras. So you have a triple camera setup on the back with a 48 megapixel camera at f1.8, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera at f2.4, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. For taking selfies, you have an 8 megapixel camera hidden in that punch hole. The resulting photos from the cameras get a passing grade. The images are pretty sharp when there's enough lighting, and you can definitely see it in the toys that Carlo has on display in the studio. Now, it will get a little softer when you shift to the wide-angle camera, pero pwede na. You also have access to Huawei's night mode, which is pretty good, but there's a time and place to use it. For selfies naman, it's not the sharpest, pero pwede na bang post sa FB, though I suggest keeping to well-lit areas para wala masyadong noise sa mga photos. So for the cameras, guys, I think the Y7P does a good job, good shot variety, decent performance for its price, definitely a thumbs up. Now let's get to the last thing on the list, which is the battery life. Now, the battery capacity of this phone is at 4,000 milliamp hours, which is standard na sa mga phones na nakita natin recently. Now, it got really good results in our battery benchmark test, and hindi na yun surprise kasi iba talaga yung battery management ng EMUI. It lasted 14 hours and 12 minutes, which usually translates to around 2 days worth of battery life, pero depende yun sa usage nyo, of course. So, 2 thumbs up. Yung downside lang dito is micro USB port pa rin yung gamit nila, and it only supports 10-watt charging, so it might take a while if you need to top up. So, worth it ba yung Huawei Y7P? Honestly guys, for what you're expected to pay, or at least what we think you're expected to pay, it's a pretty good smartphone that got at least 1 thumb up in each of the criteria we were talking about. And if you look at other smartphones in its price bracket, it can actually compete. Now, the biggest barrier for this phone is the fact that customers will have to get used to the fact that they're going to use Huawei's own app gallery to get their favorite apps or other sources that we mentioned in our videos. Of course, if you're resourceful enough, there are other ways to get around that, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be how-tos popping up in the next coming days. Again, guys, before I end the video, we do have to remind you that we don't have the official price tag for the Y7P just yet, but I will leave a pinned comment down below once we find out its price in the Philippines. And that's it, guys. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph, plus follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.